Hello, 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 hello. A very special good evening to all our viewers. Welcome to Reggae Boys commentary for yet another Thursday evening. Time flies, doesn't it? We're almost at the end of 2020. In just a matter of what? 10 weeks? In a matter of 10 weeks, we'll be done the year 2020. Yeah. And trust me, time is just going to go even more rapid as the days progress. So, you'll remember that I did a report and I did a live when Jamaica took on Bermuda in the friendly match at the Montego Bay Sports Complex. Before I go on, please ensure to like this video. And at the end of this video, don't forget to look out for the video that I posted earlier today. My good friend Peter McParland over from Toffee TV, massive Everton fan. Toffee TV, of course, the number one fan channel for Everton Football Club content. He gave his insight about Mason Holgate and Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey, of course, recently signed from Norwich City to go to Everton. And he spoke about those two players, their abilities, and also his thoughts if you think either player or both could be involved in the England setup moving forward. So, quite honest, straightforward views from him. So, I kindly ask you to watch that video from PED that I posted on my channel earlier today. And yeah, give the video a like as well as usual. So, you'll be able to get your views as well, hear his views, I should say, about the players that, of course, have Jamaican heritage and, of course, are on our radar as well. So, going back to the point that I was making earlier, we played March 11, 2020 against Bermuda. We beat them 2-0. Jordan Fletcher and Kemar Bushy Beckford were the goal scorers. Now we are 7 months later, but a month from now, the Reggae Boys will take on Saudi Arabia in two friendly internationals, November 14 and November 17. Both matches will be played in the capital city of Riyadh. Yes, that is correct. And the Saudi Arabian FA are yet to reveal if fans will be allowed at the stadium, so we're going to have to wait to see if that will be if that will happen, if that will be given the green light. But more or less, it's finally an opportunity for players to play overseas. Finally. Isn't that exciting? Finally, the national team will be back into action. How great is that? You know? It's just amazing. So, I'm really over the moon. Although, right at this point in time, Saudi Arabia is ranked lower than Jamaica in the FIFA rankings, Saudi Arabia is going to provide Jamaica with a stern test. They're a diligent side, they're hardworking, they're disciplined, they're focused, they're driven. They might not be the most technically gifted team in the world, but those five qualities that I made mention, they have the ability to get the result against Jamaica. And it's no surprise the last time they played Jamaica, they got a 5-2 result. In the history, the head-to-head history, Jamaica has won 1, drawn 1, and lost 2. Jamaica's only victory came in 1999. It was a 2-1 victory. Our first meeting between both teams was a 0-0 draw in 98 prior to the World Cup. And we drew 0-0 with them one occasion, didn't we? Well, that was the occasion I was talking about, 1998. 99 we beat them 2-1, and they also beat us 4-0. Yeah. So, and of course, immediately after that, going down to 2017, they defeated Jamaica 5-2. I think it's going to be quite a test for Jamaica. So that out to the side, we spoke about Norman Campbell, Rashawn Mackison, Kingston College, Harborview. He's going to be going on trial with FC Tulsa in the United Soccer League. So we want to stay tuned for that, and that is great. Hopefully he'll be able to secure a contract and line up with Donovan Ricketts, who is not only the goalkeeper coach but the assistant coach of FC Tulsa in the United Soccer League. So hoping that all will go well where that is concerned and that things will fall into place, you know. Other than that, you know, I spoke about Liam Moore. Liam Moore has commenced the process to apply for a Jamaican passport. Good news, eh? We spoke about the different steps, players being added to a database, interest, expedited of a process. So the next step from here is obtain the passport. And after that, call up. And after you're called up, you make your debut. And that's it from there on in. But it's good news. It's good news for sure. Let's turn over to you guys in the comments and see what you all are saying. And then we'll head over to Instagram Live. But before all of that, if possible, guys, tune into TVJ Sports this evening around 7:45. I did a story about the national team, the Reggae Boys, and some of the challenges that they're going to face in terms of logistics heading into 2021, because Jamaica is going to potentially play 10 games in the space of 40 days. So that's an average of a game every 4 days. When you bear in mind 4 World Cup qualifiers in June and then potentially 6 games in the Gold Cup from July 10 to August 1, you're talking about 10 games in the space of 40 days, or a little over 40 days. So you're talking about travel, the amount of traveling. So I got the insight from a doctor and also from Roy Simpson, the team manager, as well, about his commitment towards ensuring the team has world-class accommodation and travel so that they're able to arrive at their destination, train, recover, rest in brilliant resources. And I'm hoping that we do that, because we know about the recent occasions where travel and accommodations have been a challenge for Jamaica. You know, that's the reason why Daniel Johnson hasn't made his debut yet for Jamaica. This is a player that plays for Preston North End in the Championship, and what he was asked to do was to travel from Preston to Manchester, Manchester to London, London to New York, New York to Miami, Miami to Jamaica. Now, you and I both know you don't need that many stops to come to Jamaica. But in this day and age, it's economical if you go more than multiple flights. So it is what it is. But he could have easily taken the train to London and take the non-stop flight from London to Kingston. But it is what it is. So hopefully, moving forward with the World Cup qualifying campaign, we won't be sending a player to Y when he needs to get to A first, you know? If I'm at point C, I'm not going to travel to point D just to go to point A, you know? Little things like that. All right, let's go through what you guys have been saying in the comments. Bravo Rage Squadron. Does a player have to already have a passport in order to play in a friendly? If so, how did Tyrone Mears end up getting a passport? Bravo Rage Squadron. Firstly, Tyrone Mears never got a Jamaican passport. FIFA made some amendments to their rules in 2010. So as it stands from 2011, Jamaicans, well, all across, you need a passport for a friendly. You need a passport for a friendly. And Nathan Smith, Marcus Bean, who only played a handful of appearances for Jamaica, they have a Jamaican passport, and they only played for Jamaica in friendly matches. Marcus Bean has the shortest career for any Jamaican international. The man played 6 minutes. 6 minutes. But yeah, you do need a passport for friendlies. That is correct, Desmond Donaldson. Saudi Arabia do have a solid local league, and guess what? They are eyeing Jamaican talent in the United Soccer League. Trent Boring says, would either of Ethan Pinnock or Liam Moore be a better CDM than Michael Hector? No, I believe that you do need flexibility. Yes, you need versatility, but I think a player should play in his most natural position. So Liam Moore and Pinnock are both centre halves. Hector, believe it or not, enjoys midfield. I prefer to play two separate teams, but I'll take the games of practice and chemistry. I mean, I think we're going to send a 20-man squad, so that gives an opportunity for essentially two teams to be played. You're going to have some players that play both matches. Would you like to see Kevin Stewart in a 23-man squad? Yes, I would. The next concern for me, Reggae Boys fans, is the Red Stripe Premier League, or the National Premier League as it is locally. It hasn't restarted as yet. So does a local player even deserve an opportunity to go on the trip to Saudi Arabia? To me, other than a backup goalkeeper, Kemar Beckford, Kemal Malcolm, and possibly Damana Solomon, that's about it locally that I would say deserves to go on the plane to Saudi Arabia. Simon, I see Calvin Phillips and Ainsley Maitland-Niles won't be able to represent Jamaica again. Yes, they both haven't been eligible for Jamaica since they played against Denmark last month. Who are we playing, Simon? We're playing Saudi Arabia. Andre Blake, the second best goalkeeper in CONCACAF? I would say the best. Will Andre Gray be our best option at striker for World Cup qualifying? No, I think Shamar Nicholson will be the point man. Andre Gray, for me, he wouldn't be the number 9, but he'll be supporting the number 9 like a second striker. Hey Simon, is the Tavernier brothers eligible to play for Jamaica? Both have Bayesian roots. If given the choice, would you start Rolanda Aarons or Bobby Reed on the right flank? If you gave me the choice right now and Jamaica had a match tomorrow morning, it would be Bobby Reed. Any chance Daniel Johnson steals Ravel's starting job? It's a possibility. It is a possibility because Ravel has not played a lot of minutes. But we all know when Ravel plays at his best, he is the best player in CONCACAF if he plays at his best. Any thoughts on starting Mariap at right back if we get Moore and Pinnock? It's not an idea that I'm opposed to, even though Mariapa is not a big fan of playing at right back. He'll do us a good job, but I don't have an issue with it at all. So I'm cool with it. Even though at times it's going to look like we're going to play with a back 3 when he plays, because he often drifts centrally. Don't expect him to be involved heavily in the attacking third, although we saw that blistering run from him against Haiti in the quarterfinals of the Gold Cup in 2015, where he assisted Giles Barnes for a goal, but I don't think you're going to see that for every counter-attack. How many players that are not currently eligible to play for Jamaica do you expect to join for World Cup qualifying? If you're not eligible for Jamaica, you're not eligible. It's as simple as that. The only way you can go from not being eligible to play for Jamaica to being eligible for Jamaica is if you marry a Jamaican. Simply put. Would it be fair to say the next generation of Costa Rica will not be as strong as the one we just witnessed? No, I think that's quite unfair because you have a decent crop from the under-20s that is making solid progress. I don't think it's going to be the same level or intensity, but they'll certainly still be contenders for World Cup qualification. How does the quality of Caribbean football compare with the rest of the world? We'll probably edge the Pacific Islands. That's about it. How does the Gold Cup compare to other prestigious continental championships? CONCACAF is I think CONCACAF teams can hold their own against Asian opposition and can beat Oceania teams, but African, UEFA, and South American, they have the edge. USL trials are not good news, Simon. USL does nothing for our players' development. Jamaican players only go there for a living. Well, they go there for opportunities as well because some of them are able to use USL as a bridge to either MLS or Europe. So I'm hoping that our players don't use the USL as a retirement league, but more look at it as spend a season or two and then make the transition that they so desire. Will Canada or Costa Rica finish higher in the octagon? Costa Rica. Do you see Hector being loaned out? Fulham have now signed a third centre back, and Hector has been linked with a loan to QPR. No, I don't think he will be loaned out. I think he'll stay with the club. Simon Blessup, what's your opinion on where we play Hector as to where he plays in the EPL? Like I've said many times, when it comes to playing against teams like USA, Canada, Trinidad, physically imposing teams, centre half. However, Central American teams, Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua, central midfield, because we need that sort of presence to break up play. So that's what I think. Would you label Mexico as the oldest team in CONCACAF? No. Even though they have a few guys over the age of 30, I wouldn't consider them the oldest, no. Would you say this is as exciting as it's ever been for the region? 2002 was an exciting time for the region. USA get into the quarterfinals, Mexico to the round of 16. You know, it was an exciting time during that time. Were you expecting Central America to be shipping out more young talent to Europe than what we currently are? No, I wasn't. Simon, why is it that the USA is dominating YouTube about their players every minute, and why are you not doing that? We need more information on our players. Don't I do a video every Thursday? The new player is going to play the friendly. Let's wait and see if they have their passports. Do you see a Caribbean Football League develop in the next 5 years? No, not in the next 5. Thoughts on Qatar's 1-5 drubbing courtesy of the Black Stars? The better team won convincingly. What is my favorite continental championship? I like the Euros, followed by Copa America, followed by the Gold Cup, followed by the AFCON, followed by Asia Cup, and then OFC Nations Cup. Simon, what's your thoughts on the JFF took some players out of our schoolboy league and molded them into a generation as what we see in Belgium in the past couple of years? I still think clubs have the responsibility to develop players. Any news on Andre Gray's passport? He hasn't received it as yet. The ESL doesn't have one player worth more than $700,000. What are your thoughts? You mean in terms of player value? 700,000 US dollars? They do actually. Solomon Asante at Phoenix Rising FC. Damian Lowe. Although transfer market may say a different figure, Damian Lowe has to be in that bracket too. Albert Ellis currently the best outfield player from Central America. One of. Thoughts on Leslie Sonfro? One of the best players in the Caribbean outside of Jamaica, Haiti, Trinidad. What do you think of a front two of Corey Burke and Shamar Nicholson? I can work with it. Blake is the only Jamaican playing in MLS right now. Now you see why we have to get some English player. Leslie Sonfro is old and not even Jamaican. Why you ask about him? Maybe he's just curious about the Bahamian. Portugal, the best team in the world. Did you see what England did to Belgium? Okay. So yeah, like I said, don't listen to what you see on Transfer Market because those are estimates. Because Benevento was willing to offer a percentage to IK Start of $1 million. Euros, I should say. So, whatever figures you see on transfer market, most of the occasions they're lower than what they actually are. So, that's how it is. So, Reggae Boys fans, I appreciate you all tuning in this evening. I'm going to head over to Instagram Live where I'm going to touch on similar points, but more so on the challenges that Jamaica are going to face through the World Cup qualifying campaign. So you can stay tuned to that. And you can also stay tuned to TVJ Sports in another 50 minutes from now, where you'll see the story about the challenges that Jamaica's team is going to face heading into the World Cup qualifying campaign and the Gold Cup. I touched on the number of miles that Jamaica is going to travel and also the challenges that they're going to have when they are in the air for a long period of time, because Jamaica is going to be on about 15 to 20 flights next summer. Just fathom that, 15 to 20 flights. Because remember, our first 4 games in the qualifiers are 3 on the road: Mexico, Costa Rica, USA, and of course we have a match in Kingston. So, yeah. What are your thoughts about Mount Pleasant being the closest club to a professional club in Jamaica? They're doing what professional clubs should do. Long may that continue. How many games do you see Mexico losing in the octagon? Probably 2. Simon, what will be your starting 11 for this friendly match? It still depends on which players are in the squad. You know, I can't speculate right now when the squad hasn't been announced, but I'm hoping Ravel is in the mix. I'm hoping to see Daniel Johnson. I am hoping to see Liam Moore. I'm hoping to see Shamar Nicholson learn his craft some more. And when he gets those tap-ins, he puts them away. And not only score the spectacular, but score the tap-ins. That's what I want him to work on. Those balls are coming to the 6-yard box, and all he has to do is just tap it into the goal. Those are the moments, the things that I want him to work on. He can score those brilliant goals, aesthetically pleasing, but just tap the ball into the net when it's in the 6-yard box. You know? That's what I'd love to see. That is what I would really, really, really love to see. So hopefully, it all works out. Reggae Boys fans, thanks again for tuning in. Head over to Instagram Live. My name on Instagram Live, simon.preston. And of course, follow me on Twitter as well at SimonP93 for the latest updates on Jamaican players. There's going to be an update tomorrow. Stay tuned for my first tweet tomorrow. Okay? Stay tuned. All right. Cool.